Sports all play. I don't know what you're saying.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Nate the Great coming to you live from the All Sports All Plays Network. I am here with a couple of analysts. I'm here with Jay, who's on the bottom right. I'm here with Trey over on the top right, and then Ray. Interesting, Ray Cruz, on the bottom left. So, Ray, since this is your first time here on the show, tell us a little bit about yourself, the teams that you're into, and stuff like that.
Well, I'm a retired Navy after 20 years of service, honorable service. I was raised in North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel fan in college. I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan in pro NBA. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I'm a season ticket owner here in Jacksonville. So, and the Carolina Hurricanes is my hockey team. So that's who I root for. And Major League Baseball, I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. So.
Man,
Yeah.
me and you are going to be not friends. I mean, I'm a Dookie guy. You're a North Carolina guy. I'm a Yankee guy. Oh my God. No, this ain't going to work, buddy.
Yeah, see.
I'm glad we have this combo.
Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to sit back and just enjoy it.
Names. Similar names, excuse me. And now for Trey and Jay, what's been going on for y'all?
Man.
Jay, go first.
Go ahead, Trey.
Okay, so let's see. That's a problem with me and Jay because we're Trey, Jay. When you say A, it's the same thing, but whatever. But man, it's actually been a kind of emotional week for me personally, with a lot of things going on behind the scenes with me. Kobe's 1 year passing was kind of hit me hard a little bit. Not only that, with his daughter Gigi and the others, just because of how old she was, and me having a daughter of my own, it kind of hit me a little bit. Like life can be end at any moment, especially with COVID and everything going on. But then the Golden State Warriors one step had a phenomenal game, so then I'm happy. So yeah. I mean, life continues, and it's almost the weekend. It's Friday Eve, so what's there not to be happy about? Let's get into it.
Okay. So the first up, we're going to be covering a little bit of the quarterback situation. Well, we're going to start off with the big one because he just, as we talked a little bit in real talk, Watson made a claim that he wants to be, since Eric Bieniemy is not going to be the head coach for the Texans, he wants to leave, wants to go off to a different team. Now, Miami and the New York Jets are his two teams that he wants to go for. We're gonna go with Ray first. What do you see about this one? Where do you see him landing?
Well, besides the two favorite teams that are out there, the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, in my opinion, I mean, if Jacksonville really wanted to, they could push it for him because they got the salary cap, and they got a lot of draft picks they can offer to the Houston Texans. But the problem with that is you still got that worry about that Watson's no trade clause, so he could handpick what team he wants. But then again, he's got to realize what that is, that the Texans still has his rights from all the way to 2025. And then he can franchise for 3 more years, so he can sit on the sidelines for 7 years. But I don't see that happening. I see him landing right now. Most likely, it's going to probably be the Jets because the Jets are going to probably offer them the 2 first-round draft picks and Donaldson at the same time. So that's where probably going to put that trade over the thing. But that probably won't happen until draft night. So we're probably going to be debating this for a while.
We're going to go Trey first, and then we're going to go Jay, and then myself, because I just had something to say about it. Trey, you go first.
I don't know what's going on in Houston. I mean, not just with the football program, with the basketball program, with everything professional. I just don't know what's going on over there. There's something in the water. It's only 3 hours away from me, and I distance myself from Houston. I don't consider them part of Texas because of the sports franchises that they've had. That's just me. But other than that, where I think Watson should go should be none of those two teams. He's not going to go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's not going to give up that number 1 overall pick and they're going to drive Trevor Lawrence. That's the only reason Urban Myers took that head coaching job. I do believe he wanted Trevor Lawrence, and although he might be thinking about Justin Fields because of the Ohio State thing, but I just think Urban Meyer took that job knowing the number 1 overall pick, and he's going to get Trevor Lawrence, and I think he can do something with his offense. Deshaun Watson, I think, would be a great fit in Miami. They have a good running back and Haskins, whatever his freaking name is, Haskins. The great receiving core, better than the one he had in Houston the last couple of years. But honestly, if I'm the New Orleans Saints, I'm calling giving anything you want. I'm sorry. I'm trading whoever I need to. I'm getting Deshaun Watson to New Orleans. Drew Brees gone. That team's ready to win now. They can't go through a Jameis Winston trial year, even though he had a pretty good game against Sean Payton. New Orleans Saints need to go ahead and give them a call and offer anything they want. But the problem with that is they've overpaid all their players as well, so they don't have salary cap issues. But honestly, the best fit for him right now, I don't see why he would go to New York Jets. I honestly don't know what they're seeing. I know they have a lot of salary cap room, but no one's going. The way the general manager and the ownership has handled that team the last couple of years, it's ridiculous. They hired Adam Gates with no reason whatsoever to hire him. So I think that, honestly, I think he needs to go to Miami. That's going to be the best fit for him. He's a warm weather guy. He's from the South. He needs to stay in the South. He needs to go to Miami.
When me and Trey agree, yeah, Miami's the best one. You got Tua.
Hell just froze over, Jay. Hell just froze over.
Right? No, but you got Tua. You got the 3rd overall pick. You got the 18th. You got a high 2nd rounder. That right there is the start of a package for Deshaun. I mean, and they still got the salary. And let's be quite honest. Looking at Miami, first half of the season, that team was dangerous. That team was scary. No one wanted to play them. And they were kind of unpredictable. And the reason why they were unpredictable because we didn't know if they could maintain it. And honestly, the quarterback play is what made them drop. If the quarterback play stayed and maintained at that rate, Miami would have done some damage this year, far deep into the season and possibly into the playoffs. So I think Deshaun Watson going to Miami elevates their team and makes them contenders.
Okay.
And I'm going to go. The problem with that is, sorry.
I'm going to go, and I think, to be honest with you, I think what Houston is asking for is kind of a lot. So I see a 3-team trade going on here. I think Miami is going to send the 3rd overall pick, the 36th overall pick, and the 113th overall pick to the Texans. And I think they're going to send Tua to the Chicago Bears. I think the Texans are going to send Watson, Tino Clemente, and a 3rd, all to Miami. And I think the Chicago Bears are going to send a 20th overall pick, a 22 4th overall pick, and a 2023 overall pick.
So the problem
20th overall pick, that's to the Texans, but the other 2 picks that Chicago is going to send is to Miami.
The problem with that, Nate, is there's still Mitchell hanging around there. They still got Foles. Like, that would be an overload in their quarterback room. And that's a lot. I think Chicago jumping. I like where you're going with it, grabbing another team to kind of distribute you know, it around. But I mean, at that point, Houston, yeah, because I mean, getting Tua, they got the third overall pick. They can go after Fields or Trevor.
He's better than the Mitch.
But I don't know about
Well,
that.
Well, if you're Chicago, you're not even doing a third team trade. Why would Texans even offer that? Because basically, Miami Dolphins hold the Houston Texans third overall pick. So why not just trade that trick back and then trade quarter for quarterback? You have a young team anyway. Houston Tech, you're not going anywhere anyway. You saw that you had one of the best quarterbacks in Deshaun Watson last year. He barely won 6 or 7 games last year. So why not just get Tua in exchange for exchange and because Tua's only been one. Remember, he came off a major injury. No one knew he was even going to walk again. He was going to play again. We don't. This is Tua's first year. We don't know how good he's actually going to be. I see some intangibles that are going to be great, and I also see some things that are bad. But I think he's willing to learn. I think he's willing to do anything. I think everyone's cutting bait on Tua. Wade. Remember, Josh Allen only threw 10 touchdown passes in his first year, and now look where he's at. He's thrown over 40 touchdowns. You got to get these times to progress. I mean, remember. Way back in the day, these players, they didn't play in the league the first year. Look at Aaron Rodgers; he played 3 years before he got in the league. So you got to give these times a little bit more time. I know it's a win league now, like you got to win right away. But why not just do Miami and the Texans? Just swap the number 3 overall pick, trade maybe a second round, whatever the case, then swap quarterback for quarterback. Yeah. That makes logical sense. But the only reason Texans are asking them so high right now is because it's early in the season. But when he's not going to get traded before the draft. I agree with Ray on that one. When draft night, that's when all your Shadama, that's to see who's going to be bluffing, and that's when the offers are going to go down a little bit more. So,
by the way, when we were coming up with this, I came up with four options of trades that I could see happening within this offseason, that are 3-team trades for Watson.
Man, I don't know, man. I like where you with that, but you got to also remember though, Trey. When we look at Tua though, like flashing back to your Josh Allen analogy, Josh Allen. When I looked at Josh Allen, he had throwing velocity, he had the arm strength, he had all of that.
Yeah, but he wasn't accurate. He wasn't accurate.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't accurate. You can have his all strength all you want to.
But that's repetition. That's repetition. That accuracy, that's repetition. That's going through the mode. That's repetition. Tua has an arm strength issue. Tua has a velocity issue.
Okay. So did Drew Brees.
Not this. Drew Brees had Tommy John.
Okay, God. And Tua had hip replacement surgery. Oh my God.
Huh?
And Tua had hip replacement surgery. Career was in jeopardy, man.
Mr. Tommy.
Oh my God. Do you or do you not use your hips to throw in and make sure?
Listen, I seen Dak Prescott.
Oh,
I know.
You see that dance?
I know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the Tommy. He broke his gun.
I agree with you. Okay, yeah. I agree with you on that. Go ahead, Ray.
But the issue here with Tua and this whole scenario with Deshaun Watson and stuff like that is that Tua can go over to Houston. Houston probably got an offense built for him because, I mean, you can really don't have to have the arm strength, and you don't have to have the deep ball passes because you got offenses like, look at Phillip Rivers. He has the most awkward-looking passes you see. But, you know, he knew how to take it. He didn't have to take shots down the field. He dinks and dunks it. Take what the defense gives you. That's what Tua can do. And the issue with the whole deal here with Deshaun Watson is that everything is centered around him going to the Jets or Miami because that's where he wants to go. But that's not what Texas might want them to go. Texas might want to go a different route. They might want to take his thing, go send him to Chicago, and then backdate everything else. Or, you know, Deshaun Watson can end up in, you know, New Orleans. But the only problem with New Orleans is that they don't have no cap room and stuff like that. So
no, New Orleans is hit hard. They pay their guys way too heavy. They're way overpriced for Michael Thomas, for the defensive backs who are getting older. They overpaid, and then Drew Brees is going to. And I don't think Deshaun or Winston's going to be the answer. I know a lot of people on this network think he is. I don't think he's going to be. I just don't think he's that. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. But that's a topic for a different day.
Yep.
What about Atlanta?
Atlanta. It depends on what they do in the draft.
Just because they're sitting at number 4.
They need. I think they did. I think, man, if Justin Fields is on the board at number 4, which I don't think he should be, honestly with you, I think honestly he should be. He should be going to the Jets. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. He's a lot better than the quarterback they have right now. But if they're at number 4, they're going to take Justin Fields, and they need to move on from Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's done all he can over there. He got to the Super Bowl. They flaked out. They're not going to get back to the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan gave that organization as much as he could. So I just think they need to just move on and cut bait because, I mean, they're not making the playoffs right now anyway. They're a crappy team, which I don't understand why with all those weapons. So why not just move on from Matt Ryan and go to Justin Fields?
I mean, but
I do have an answer to that. You said you don't understand why because of all these all those weapons, but the Falcons never had the defense.
Yeah, they did.
They had a defense when they went to the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They had a stern defense.
The problem with the Falcons is they're basically the Dallas Cowboys and the Chargers now. They know how to lose games in dramatic fashions. Like they're winning games, like they should win games and they lose games and they shouldn't win. So that's the problem with the Chargers. They just can't. And they got rid of that with Dan Quinn being gone. I think he was the biggest problem. He had one good year, and I think that he is where he needs to be as a defensive coordinator. He's not a head coach in this league by every stretch of imagination.
I agree with that.
I think that with this new head coach, and I think with everything going to be going on, I think you're going to see a different Atlanta Falcons defense and team this next year.
I mean, I definitely agree again with Trey in this one that it is time to move on from Matt Ryan, and I do. But it is time to move on from Matt Ryan, and I feel like if moving on from Matt Ryan is a possibility, why not explore Deshaun? Why not explore the possibility of swapping Matt and the 4th for Deshaun? And that's a really, and if you think about it on the Houston side, I give Matt, who I know is gonna be solid at least, and then I get the 4th overall pick. I lost my 3rd the year before. I get the 4th. That's not a bad, you know what I'm saying, swing right there.
I like Deshaun Watson. I like Deshaun in Atlanta, but I don't think the salary cap number is going to match up.
Yeah,
the salary is going to be a big problem. And also, I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to be asking for more than just the 4th.
Well, you also got to think about Julio Jones. Julio Jones is getting older too. He might not be there this coming up season either. So, you know.
Yeah, but he's still got Ridley. Ridley's going to be a stud in this league. He's going to be if he stays healthy.
Yes, he is. But I mean, you don't think Julio's there for one more year?
I think he'll be there one more year.
I don't see it.
You mean he's going to retire or he's going to go to another team?
He'll go to another team.
Now, if they get Deshaun.
But the only problem with that is, will Deshaun go to Atlanta? Because you got to understand, Deshaun's got a no trade clause.
No,
he can pick what team he can go to.
He pick what team he go to. You right. So, and they can also, like you said, that other option, sit on the 7. So
7 years.
I mean, Atlanta, at least you going to a team that got a little bit to start with. Yeah. You go to the Jets, it's your team. But you might as well stay in Houston.
Brandon is over here posting ideas for trade-off.
Don't tell me Kirk Cousins. I'll slap this computer screen right off.
Actually,
he says Kirk Cousins in this comment.
This one.
Patch for second, 20.
There's no way Houston. There's no way Houston trades Deshaun Watson to the Patriots. There's no way.
I don't think
they've dealt with the Patriots for how many years now? There's no way
to
help their team out.
Dude, yeah, but Bill Belichick and the Patriots are known to get away with a trade that no one thought would be happening. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I don't know why people trade. It's weird. I agree with you totally 100% on that. I don't see why the Houston Texans will want to trade him to New England. But Pat, no one's taking Teddy Bridgewater. No one's taking Teddy Bridgewater. No.
What's wrong, Teddy?
He's
first
done.
Of all, he can't stay healthy.
You spoke too soon.
Yeah. Watson for Kurt, no doubt. I mean, oh, good God. Of course, I would be in too. Anything's better than Kirk Cousins. We'll send you Andy Dalton from the Dallas Cowboys. I bet that'd be better than Kirk Cousins too.
What do you think, Andy? So let's move over to that one. I mean, we got Dak
Yeah, that's
and
about
Andy. Andy's a free agent. Dak, I mean, we know what's going on with Dak. What do we see happening with them two?
Hmm.
You asking me?
I'm asking this,
Me personally, I think he's gonna. There's nowhere for Andy Dalton to go. Let's just be frankly honest with. I mean, the quarterbacks are pretty much set in their league. You have Houston. He ain't gonna go to Houston. You have Miami. Maybe maybe that's a backup, but they're stuck on Tua. They want Tua for some odd reason. Flores loves Tua. I don't know why. They're just stuck on him, but Ryan Fitzpatrick gave him a better opportunity. If Ryan Fitzpatrick played a started quarterback all season, that Miami's offensive team would have been in the playoffs for sure.
I read a report because Denver is getting rid of Ryan Finley. Not Ryan Finley. I'm blanking on his name. Our backup. That Andy Dalton would be our backup.
Nate, let's be real. Your whole quarterback room is backup quarterbacks. Let's just be honest with that first. I mean, Lynch ain't a starter. Let's just be honest.
third stringer.
Andy Dalton.
Okay,
yeah, pretty
but
much.
Locke is
Sorry,
probably
Nate.
better
I'm
than
sorry,
all
Nate.
the quarterbacks we've had since
I'm
Peyton
sorry,
Manning.
Nate. I'm sorry, but honestly, I think that Andy Dalton. I think he's staying in Dallas. I think Jerry Jones is going to give him money. I do. I think he's tired. I think he wants to be a backup quarterback. I think he's tried in it, and I think he wants to be there. That's honestly what
I think Andy Dalton's positioning himself to be in the coaching staff, and when he retires,
Yep, that's exactly right. You got to remember he's from the Dallas. Well, you got to remember he's also from the Dallas area. That's why he picked the backup role to be. He's getting older in age. He's going to become a head. He's probably going to be a good not a head coach, a good coach somewhere.
Quarterback coach.
I think he wants to stay in Dallas. Yeah, he wants to stay in Dallas.
But I can see Andy Dalton going to, well, funny you mentioned Miami, but what is Fitzpatrick going to do? Is Fitzpatrick going to float around again? Or is Fitzpatrick going to stay there?
Fitzmagic needs to retire.
No, he doesn't.
No,
He's played for all 30 teams. I mean, come on.
Listen.
The guy's done everything but make the playoffs.
Listen, when you close your eyes and throw for 45 yards, you don't retire.
No, I understand that. I'm joking, Jay. I'm just saying that he's played on virtually every team. He has yet to make the playoffs. I mean, it's kind of remarkable that.
He has, man. Hey, Fitz's career is pretty dope.
I love Fitz. Yeah, I love Fitz, but yeah, I think Andy Dalton's staying in Dallas. There's no way he would just go to Dallas for 1 year from his home to move to his hometown just for 1 year and then move back up and move his family again. I don't see it happening.
So they're going to keep the same
Brandon,
squad.
I'm not pulling up that comment.
So they're going to keep the same squad?
Who, Dallas?
Who, Cowboys?
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the quarterback room.
I would. Why change it?
I'll keep him.
We didn't
Andy
even
Dalton
see
only
Dak
showed you
last
nothing
year,
but
pretty
promise.
much, just the beginning.
I mean, you got an insurance if Dak gets hurt again. I mean, Dak could be injury prone.
Now, I do have a question. You brought up about the whole quarterback room. What about going after Stafford?
Who?
No.
Who?
Stafford?
Cowboys?
No way. No way in hell. No way in hell.
I bring that up. I bring that up because, Ace brought up in the group chat. He brought up that report.
What report?
He said that Cowboys are interested in trading Amari Cooper and a couple of picks for
that would be kind of
for Stafford.
That'd be dumbest thing Jerry Jones has ever done in his stinking life. Matthew Stafford. I love Matthew Stafford. I love Matthew Stafford. He gives you his heart. He's loyal and everything like that. But he cannot stay healthy either. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
No.
He cannot stay healthy, and he's getting older in age. And if he was like in a role to be a backup, then yeah, bring him to Dallas. I'd take him over Andy Dalton for sure.
I think half of Andy Dalton's problem was like who was his offensive lineman.
Well, yeah, they're playing the third string offensive line all year. I mean, let's be real.
But I mean, dude, there's a couple of them because you mentioned one of them earlier, Matt Ryan, and then Matthew Stafford as well. I mean, these two guys, they've done everything for their teams, and we can probably all sit here and agree they're both really solid quarterbacks.
Yep.
But it's time for them to change some scenes, some scenery, man. They need to put on new jerseys, or retire at this point.
Well, there's one team we're not mentioning because they're playing in the biggest game of the year in a couple weeks, and that's if Tom Brady wins a championship and he decides this is it. There's another quarterback opening spot right there. Me personally, I don't think he's retiring for some odd reason. Tom Brady wants to play till he's 50, and I don't understand it. If he wins the Super Bowl, I don't know what else this guy has to do to prove it. But I'm just saying there is talk out there that if he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to ride off in the sunset. That's it.
He
And
should.
then you have a spot in Tampa Bay. And with those weapons that he has in Tampa Bay,
I heard-
that
I wouldn't be surprised. I heard 45, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's 6 for one more year and then retires after that.
I understand. I think he said that, but I don't like if he wins the Super Bowl in his first year in Tampa Bay. Why you have 8 rings or 7 rings? The only thing I can think of, he wants a even number instead of an odd number. I don't understand. There's nothing else this guy can do. Nothing. If he just lets playing that much, I just don't understand it. But I'm 34 and I get tired and get out of bed. But this guy's still playing NFL football at 43. It's remarkable. But I just don't. I think he might retire. Like I think he signed that 2-year deal because he didn't think he was going. Actually, didn't think he was going to get to the Super Bowl this first year. I think it was going to take a year to gel and adjust to his new teammates and everything like that. But since they overachieved and that defense has helped Tom Brady out along the way, I think I think it's starting to ponder in his head that this might be it. Because what else has he got to prove?
True. Yeah, I'd spend some time with his family.
Yeah, I'm just starting drama in the NFL because there's no drama in the NFL. It's all boring. It's not like the NBA.
What are you gonna say, Ray?
I said Tom Brady could be his last year to spend some more time with his family and stuff like that. So I mean, he's undone everything in the NFL that is possible. What else he's got to? What else he's got to do? I mean, he's winning Super Bowl. I mean, he's going to be the first. He's leading a team to play in his home stadium for the first time. You know.
Well, and I take that back. If Drew Brees retires, Philip Rivers retires, both of them are probably going to be in the Hall of Fame, even though I don't think Philip Rivers can be in the Hall of Fame. I can see him playing one more year just so he can be the only quarterback in his in a Hall of Fame class that'd be on the spotlight. That'd be so Tom Brady-ish.
Well, Philip Rivers already said he's retiring. He's going to put his ball cap on, go be a head coach. He's got a high school head coaching job already.
Drew Brees retired.
So that's another team that we have not mentioned.
Yeah.
That now is going to be without a captain, Indianapolis. I mean, yeah, they got what's his name back there, Bassett or
Jacoby Brissett.
But Brissett, we've already seen his body of work with them.
I think it's too perfect. It's too perfect for Matthew Stafford to go to Indianapolis, and that's why it's not going to happen. It's too perfect for him. They have the money, they have the weapons, they have a great offensive line. He can stay healthy. They have a great running back. What's his name? Taylor.
Yeah, Gerard Taylor
from Wisconsin. Yeah, from Wisconsin. So everything it just fits perfect. But that's why it won't happen because it's just too perfect, right?
Poor Matt Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, but you never can say NFL's done some strange things.
Is
during off season.
Is that maybe where Cam Newton lands?
No.
He's
Cam
not
Newton
going
is
anywhere.
No.
You said that quick, Ray. Where you got Cam Newton landing?
Me, Cam Newton, just let it go. Let it go.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
over.
agree, Jay.
I
over.
agree.
He's washed
I
up.
agree.
It's time to let him go.
Okay, well, he's not a starter. I'll say that he's not a starter.
No, he
anymore.
could be a backup. He can hold
I think
nice
he'd be a
football.
backup. Jay, come on, dude. You saw him this year. He was awful this year, dude. I don't care.
I've seen every quarterback that started for the Denver Broncos as well.
We've had more.
Okay, but there's so many more.
Cam Newton.
What?
Oh, now you got name out of you.
We've got more touchdown passes than Cam Newton.
As a whole?
With Drew Lock.
No.
With Drew Lock, yeah.
I just at the end of the day, I think that Cam Newton got a bad shape last year. Cam Newton also came back from injury.
Joe Flacco had more touchdown passes. Joe Flacco had more touchdown passes until that final game.
Until the final game. But all I'm trying to say is that I think Cam Newton got a bad rap this year. Cam Newton played very well for coming back from the injury he came back from. He didn't. Who was his receivers? Explain to me who his receivers were.
I agree. I agree with you. New England does a terrible job at doing receivers. That's why Tom Brady left. I agree with you on that. But-
And even the Kill Harry, they were all hurt.
Well, Harry sucks. Harry's not number one. They misread him completely. He's not a number one. Harry is not a number one wide receiver. Do not give
You
me that
stop
crap.
yourself right there, sir. I sat there.
I bet all three of these guys
you
will agree with
stopped
me. I
yourself
bet
right
all
there.
three of these guys.
I sat there live at the Tempe Stadium right here downtown, Tempe, and I sat there live and I watched that man single hand freaking balls out of the air. Okay, single hand balls out of the air, triple coverage. The dude, his hand.
What has he done since he got in the league? Okay, what has he done since he got to New England? He didn't do anything last year. Didn't do anything this year.
He's
What
been
the heck?
hurt.
He's not in a. I'm not the only one who said. Oh my god! So we can. Okay, that's another problem. He's hurt. He's always hurt. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Cam Newton is now starting to get hurt. That's why I don't think he's a starting. Cam Newton was a great. He was an MVP. He probably should have won the Super Bowl with that team that he had in Carolina. But he's taking way too much because he runs the ball too damn much. That's the problem I have with Cam Newton. That's why I think his time is done.
That's why he stays
So
injured
you
all
tell
the time.
me
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you tell me that he got a bad shape last year, but did he get a bad shape the year before that in Carolina? I'm
No.
just saying.
And when I say
It
when
was
I
two
say
bad
bad
years in a
shape,
row, dude.
when I say bad shake, I think people came down on him hard this year. He didn't have the best of year, dude. But the dude, you see the fight in Cam. You see the fight.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
And I think that Cam is one of those guys. You've seen the difference. You see what it took for him to get back as fast as he did. I think next year he'll progress. I think physically, we saw Cam didn't even get into shape till halfway through the season. He wasn't even in any shape, and I don't think he finished the season in Cam Newton shape. So, I think that I think next year he's gonna be a little better, bro. The first year after your freaking injury like that, you're not the best. You know that, and he's in a new team with no help, zero.
I would agree with you, but he had a poor bad year in Carolina, and then he was also digressing after the Super Bowl too. He's just been digressing everything. I think he just had too many hits, man. That's what I'm just saying. I love Cam Newton. I thought he was a good quarterback, but he's taking way too many hits. He runs the ball too damn. He doesn't know how to protect his body. He comes in camp out of shape. I mean, I'm sorry.
Y'all got Cam retiring.
Not retiring. I think he'd be a good backup or somebody.
So you guys got Cam as backup, basically.
I just want
Get back up. Maybe he changes position. Go be running back.
There you go.
I mean, he likes to run the ball.
I can see him a tight end, maybe. He's big enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
big enough
basically,
to run
what
play
we
running
have
back.
left, you guys, is
Jeff Driscoll had half. I'm sorry, that was too late.
Trubisky and
Trubisky's in Chicago.
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
Dude, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Nah,
Jameis Winston.
James Wilson. He's going to be moving on somewhere else.
And then Brissett. Those are the available free agents, basically. So there's no prime time
They're all
quarterbacks.
backups.
All
They're all
back.
backups.
Yep. So that means Deshaun Watson's going to be the pick of the litter. Man, whoever's going to cash in on him.
Now the Rams, we're talking about getting rid of golf, trading
what?
golf around.
Yeah, you read
What
my
would you
mind.
get rid of him for, though? Right?
I
Yeah.
can see them going after Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Nah.
Hey, I'm in Arizona. You know what it is. So go ahead, LA. Get rid of him. Go ahead.
Yep. They're
Pick,
talking
go
about
ahead
getting
and
rid
get
of.
Brissett or something.
There's also reports that New England wants to go get Jimmy Garoppolo. That could be a trade right there for where Matthew Stafford lands in the 49ers deal.
I did see
Well,
that.
if that happens, then look for the 49ers to go after Aaron Rodgers for a trade.
And that
I
too.
Aaron Rodgers ain't going nowhere.
I think Stafford's actually going to go to Washington.
I can
It's
see
not a
that
bad
too.
landing spot.
If I was Washington, I would stick with Heineke. He showed you something.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was one game though.
Not only that,
No.
bro, but I'm not putting my eggs in that basket.
No. You gotta have some insurance on that. You know.
Well, with that being said, I mean, how do y'all feel, man, with the Hall of Fame results just coming out and absolutely zero, a
Well,
big donut.
well, I got a big issue with that. So
I do too.
if you're gonna let these guys who did the PEDs or whatever they didn't get called for it, but that's got that issue, then you're gonna have to let P Rose in the Hall of Fame. Because if you're gonna let one person cheat, then you're gonna let you can't P Rose. I understand he gambled and stuff like that. It was the hallmark of rules break, but they broke rules too. So why are you gonna punish Pete Rose for not getting in if you're gonna allow Barry Bonds and them get in their last year? I mean, they all got their last year coming up year. So I mean, this is the final year coming up in 2022 for them to get into the Hall of Fame. So if they get in, why can't Pete Rose get in?
I have a question.
What
did they make this? If nobody got in, why did they make this a bigger deal than it should have been?
Because it's the PED error. I mean, if they showing telling people, hey, if you cheat, we're not going to let you into the Hall of Fame. But then again, you got the last year coming up year, in 2022 for Clemens and all them.
Well, Curt Schilling's asking to be removed off the ballot. He's saying he don't even want to take that ride again.
Yeah,
and that's a petty. And I don't blame Schilling whatsoever, because let's just be honest with Schilling is not associated with PEDs. He's not. He said the writers hated him. He hated talking to a reporter. That's the only reason he's not getting in. That's selfish and pity. Just like those what was it? 8 writers didn't even put a name down in the Hall of Fame ballot. That's stupid. I'm sorry. Going back to your point, Ray. Yeah, this is a PED, but I can argue the fact that Barry Bonds is a Hall of Fame before he started hitting all those home runs.
Yeah, but I understand that. But the problem you're gonna have with Barry Bonds, if you look at what Barry Bonds did when he first came in, he was a scrawny-looking kid, and then now all of a sudden he boosted up out of nowhere. But I understand what you're saying, because they never got caught. I mean, they were just saying it was associated. They never got actually caught with it. So
what I'm saying is before he got when he was with Pittsburgh, he was a Hall of Famer before he got moved to San Francisco. That's what I'm trying to get with all the stolen bases, those hits, and everything like that. I think he was a Hall of Famer before that.
But
I honestly think
Barry Bonds was a killer baseball player, bro. And I think Barry Bonds, if we look at Barry Bonds, Ray, to what you're alluding to, I look at Barry Bonds' career almost like a pro boxer. If you look like Evander Holyfield or somebody, as he got older, he got bigger and moved up in the weight classes. And I think that's kind of like Barry Bonds' career. He started out as a get on base batter and get these stolen bases. Then he started putting the bat on the ball a little bit, getting a base, extra base or two hit here and there. And then he blew up. You're right. He did blow up out of nowhere. But when he blew up, he changed his game. But he gradually, in a sense, did that. Yeah. Did he go from, a little bit bigger to huge overnight? Yeah, he did.
But I mean, the way I look at it like this is, if you're going to look at people getting in and knowing that they kind of cheated a little bit to get them the extra boost, then Pete Rose, I mean, he never took any of these stuff, but he gambled. So, I mean, I know that's a sin because he gambled on his team and stuff like that, and that was breaking the Carton rule. But if you're going to let these people in during this era right here, then you should let Pete Rose in. That's why my big gripe thing.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I don't think Pete Rose ever been banned from baseball. He betted on his own team. Ain't like he betted against his team. He wasn't stealing points. He wasn't doing anything. He was betting on his team to win a game. Just like we do every year. We're going, I bet we're going to win the game. So I think Rob Manfred needs to go lift that freaking ban, because that's the stupidest thing. He's not going to get in the Hall of Fame until he's dead. When he dies, he's going to, we'll remember him being in the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Which is stupid, because he deserves to be in that Hall of Fame. But I will ask you this. If Barry Bonds has never tested positive for PED, let's be honest with it. He's been alleged to. We can't just say that he's like A-Rod's been tested positive. All these other greats have been tested. But what I'm saying to you is this. We saw Andy Pettitte. He tested positive, but he admitted to using PEDs. Right. And you saw how fast everyone forgave him. Now he's going to be a Hall of I think he should be a Hall of Famer. Is he a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer? I can't remember.
Now I know where you're going with
Anyway.
this.
But if Barry Bonds and then like I said, yes, I took PEDs. Do you think the writers would let him in? Because let's be honest with ourselves. Yes, PED makes you hit the ball further. But these guys were still hitting home runs and everything. I don't think
Right.
it made any difference with the hand-eye coordination and everything. I don't think it made that big of a difference. And honestly, it helped the game of baseball during that with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. The ratings were off the roof in Major League
Right.
Baseball during that
Yeah.
home run days. So, I mean, these writers are just petty. It's going to take these millennials coming up and pushing these old guys, writers, out of the writing thing to get these guys in the Hall of Fame. And right now, these guys who are in the last year of the ballot are going to get screwed out of being in the Hall of Fame because of the stupid millennials who are so petty and they don't want to vote for anybody. And I'm sorry, that's your freaking job. You don't want to vote for anybody in your Hall of Fame ballot. You need to stop writing for anything anyway. Stop being so petty. It's like, oh, you hurt my feelings. You didn't talk to me. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Everyone hurts your feelings every freaking day. You don't see me whining
Exactly.
about it. Get over yourself. That's
And-
one thing I hate. And one more thing I hate that baseball Hall of Fame. Let's just be honest. Basketball and football are way too easy to get in the Hall of Fame. Let's just be honest. Baseball is very hard, and I kind of respect it a little bit. But whenever Derek Jeter didn't get unanimous Hall of Fame just because one voter's like, oh, we shouldn't have two people in unanimous unanimously in the Hall of Fame. That's why I lost all respect for Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voting because that's ridiculous in itself.
And then they get Mario Rivera the unanimous vote as a closer. I mean,
A reliever,
yeah,
which
Hey, but he is
was
like the
just
greatest
close to
closer of
the
all
league.
time.
yeah. So,
Yeah, but let's be honest. What Derek Jeter did, no one should be. Derek Jeter should have been automatically unanimous. One person just because of self pity because you didn't like Derek Jeter. Give me a break.
Listen, man.
True.
Listen. First of all,
Oh,
the
man.
reason why I didn't go up on the Pete Rose thing because I wanted to separate that. I wanted to make sure that we consider that a whole separate issue because the Pete Rose portion, bro, it shouldn't even be a thing. I'm going up to bat. I'm betting on myself to win this game, and I win and I do my thing. You don't look at Pete Rose and be like, oh, he took that swing off. He took that plate appearance. He didn't even take it. No, Pete Rose is going up there slapping that ball, and he was going out there playing defense, and he was going out there putting himself on the line for his squad every day. And honestly,
and not only his team, his all-star team too. He ran those bases hard. He ran over catchers and all. That's what.
But honestly, if I'm Pete Rose's, if I'm a teammate of Rose's, I feel like this is the best dude in the world because not only is this dude going out there to give it his all, but he's also betting on himself to give it his all. So what do you? And it's his own money. It ain't like the dude's using it. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. I don't even want to put that up against what just happened here. But going to the PED era, I believe they should get over it.
Yeah, I agree.
I believe that baseball should either A, give back hundreds of millions of dollars to everybody that was in the seats.
Yep.
If they're this strong-ho about it, give back the money.
Exactly.
Because they weren't upset when the money was coming in.
Nope.
They weren't upset when everybody in the world was stopping what they were doing, pulling over to get out and look in the store TV while I was on for a second to see Mark McGwire at the plate, to see Sammy at the plate, to see Bonds at the plate.
They made money off of it.
News reporters made millions of dollars off this stuff.
Yep.
A lot
Let's
of
be honest with those writers voting. The writers voting for him right now.
Yep.
They got it rich. They're where they are
because of this Kurt Schilling stuff. Because of this stuff. So
when
we sit here and we scrutinize these dudes, oh yeah, I don't think he was a dude. Get over it.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Get over it though.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, he should be in because of what they did on the field and stuff, not what they did off the field. But the take of it is if you letting one certain people in, you're not letting the other certain person in, then you got the whole people, the whole thing set up. But the way I was brought up, the way my dad was like telling me, he said, if you did something wrong and if they're going to allow you to be in, they need to set up a special wing for you. That's what he told me.
Nah, we don't need no asterisks.
So,
man, we don't need no asterisks.
Yeah,
it's a tragedy that we are punishing Pete Rose's career It is a trap.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not so down on the Ped era. That's an era. That's a
Yeah.
group of folks that probably were in the same locker rooms afterwards, in the same
Probably.
restaurants having dinner, exchanging who got the best stuff.
Yep.
Okay, they all understood what they were doing, and it is what it is. Now, do I think that they should be in? Yeah, but that's a group of people.
Yeah.
I ain't about to go up and fight for a whole
No.
bunch of men.
Right.
You know, the whole group of men. Y'all
Oh.
grown men. Y'all do y'all thing. But Pete Rose, he did nothing wrong.
Nope.
And this is Major League Baseball picking on an individual
Yep.
and doing it for so long that now they feel stupid if they say, "Oh, we were wrong."
Exactly.
It's gonna be a
And
whole
that's
lot.
why that's why they have to wait till he's going to pass away for these millennials coming in and be like, this is stupid, and it's going to hurt and it's going to
Yep.
suck because Pete Rose was the hardest working guy in the world. He wanted to win every single night. He vetted on his team. That's how much confidence he had in his team.
Yep.
And yeah, we're going to be petty. And it's just ridiculous. I hate baseball writers. I'm going to be straight up. I hate baseball writers. They're stingy old men who it's America's pastime. We got to pay by the rule. Oh, you know what? Times are. I thought we were America. I thought we were opportunity of second chances, but I guess we're not, right? With comes to Pete Rose and gambling on your own
Yeah.
team, right? I'm just.
Yep.
Yep.
You're kind of quiet on this. I want to hear your 2 cents.
I just think that if you're I just think that if you're out, if the players out there and are not getting punished for putting some stuff into your bodies that harming your own bodies, putting all those PEDs and all this kind of stuff, they're not getting punished for that. But Pete Rose is getting punished because he might be hurting himself on a financial standpoint. If he, let's say for a second, he loses a game that he bet on that he was going to win, I just think that's messed up. And I get that it's a whole group of people that you might not want to deal with that many. I get that, but I think that's kind of I'm on the same standpoint as all you guys.
But see,
Well,
I mean,
okay,
so let me say one more thing here. Now, for people getting put in the Hall of Fame, why is it up to the baseball writers? Why can't it be up to their peers? You know,
exactly right.
so
But you gotta remember, man. Let's talk about baseball. Baseball ain't football. I mean, it ain't the NBA and it ain't the NFL. Baseball is almost like a mob. These groups, these organizations have been pretty much owned and pretty much kept in the same limelight and for a long time. I think baseball is a very golfish, a little bit of a hipper golfish type of ran organization. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of politics in baseball. And there's a lot of places they can stash you away while you're on contract. They got AAA, AA, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of places where if you act out or do something wrong, they could just dish you off for a minute. So baseball is a totally different situation. I think the allowing the peers to make that vote would never happen. Because baseball likes to have that control of their people, man.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think even if you put it up to the up to the majors instead of the whole minor league thing, would you feel different?
If I took away the farm system, I think it would also change the scope of Major League Baseball a little bit. So I think, because I think that would put more pressure. I think the NBA and the NFL is so much more of a now. What's happening right now? What did you do to me? What did you do for me today? Type of industry, because they don't have this farm system set up like that. They don't have like the Cowboys had Andy Dalton when Dak went down. The baseball's looking at, okay, we got two, good. We have two starting shortstop, or we have two shortstops on our roster right now. But I got three shortstops in my farm system that are capable of starting on everybody's team tomorrow.
Yeah.
So watch your mouth, boy. Like, watch your mouth. I'll send you off. So
Exactly.
I think that it puts more pressure on the players to perform, stay more narrow-minded, not narrow-minded, but more straight edge and focused on the game, because there's so much more exposure for these other people hanging around. Free agency, just until recent, I think Trout really changed the free agency market when he was pushing it for a second, and even though he didn't really do much, but I think that whole situation really changed, scoped a lot of stuff for the way the free agency is going to be going for a couple of these next couple of years. But before that, man, it wasn't no free agent heaven. It was more of like, I hope, let me try to restructure, let me try to re-sign, let me get an extension in, because you may not get that money going by other places because they got a farm system waiting and chilling.
Right. Okay, so no one got in this year, right? So let's look at next year's class, because these guys aren't getting in. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Let's play a little game. Say if he's going to get in or not. Alex Rodriguez, in or out next year?
Not getting in.
I don't think so.
And
He should have already been in.
David Ortiz.
He'll get in.
He'll get in, yeah.
Yeah.
Poppy would get in, I hope.
Teixeira.
Who? I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Mark Teixeira.
No.
Not his first time up.
Not the first
I
time.
think he might take
Jimmy
a-
Rollins.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins.
He should.
Second time, I think. Second
He's
time.
like a second or a third.
Yeah, he should be in.
Yeah. Like the last one, I think it's going to take a few rounds.
Ryan Howard.
No.
No.
Joe Nathan.
No.
No.
So
No. Papelbon.
No.
Prince Fielder.
No. This is his
No.
first year, right?
Yeah. This will be first year
No.
next year.
No. He's like
Tim Lincecum.
Mario, like a third or fourth.
Who?
Tim Lincecum.
No.
No.
Giants pitcher. And that's what I'm saying. You might have 2 or 3 years without any opinion in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's
yo.
petty. That's petty.
It's crazy, yo.
Because you're gonna have these guys back up again in 20 on the next year ballot. So this is their last year coming up. To me, I think Barry Bonds is gonna get in with the next voting system he'll be
He has
up
to get
into.
in.
So
Well, what did he
Yeah,
get?
he don't get in. We protested.
Well, how much did he get? How much did he get this last time? This year?
66%.
yeah.
So you're telling me there's 9% of people are going to change their mind?
My bad, 61%.
What's going to?
No.
Yeah.
But Kurt Schilling hit
That's
71, bro.
Yeah.
Kurt
And
Schilling.
he was the only one that was probably going to get in next year. And now he took his name off the ballot, which I don't blame him. To be honest with
He's
you,
pissed.
I don't blame him.
Yep.
Just
I don't
just
even
because you
want
don't
it.
agree with his political views,
Yeah, I don't want it.
I don't blame him. If you're going to be that petty about it, I don't want to be in it. I don't give a crap. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's going to have to wait till his last time. That's wrong.
Yeah.
I would be petty too. Sort of like the
First
TO
ballot.
situation, right?
They should have been sending him a letter like, "Hey, Mr. Schilling, next year you got 3 months left." You know what I mean? Like Kurt Schilling should have been red carpeted in there.
Yep.
And I didn't like Kurt Schilling. I hated Kurt Schilling. Being a Yankee fan, I hated Kurt Schilling, but I think he should have been in. Honestly,
I was
bloody sock.
Bloody sock.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Uh-huh.
Real quick.
That's the year right there.
Oh, good God! Get off your Arizona bandwagon fanish.
This ain't no
I'm
bandwagon.
mad that you does.
If it's bandwagon,
I'm
I'm,
mad that you does.
Speaking of
I'm
Arizona,
carrying
still mad.
the whole cart.
the Suns are up
I'm still mad at you.
97-81 over Golden State Warriors.
How much?
Yay, good for them.
97-81.
Good for them.
16.
Anyway, I think we have one more topic. What is it, Nate?
I don't.
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, Trevor Bauer. Yeah, you're right. I'm still sticking with what I'm still sticking with what I said earlier. I think he's gonna go to the Blue Jays.
You said Blue Jays?
Mm-hmm.
Blue Jays are doing some things this offseason,
Mhm.
man. I didn't think they're going to get Springer. I didn't think they were going to get whoever else they got. I'm sorry, blanking. It's late at night over here.
Springer, I could see it, but I
Well, I thought Springer would go somewhere else, but I thought Springer was down to the Mets. I honestly thought he was. I thought that's where he was going to go.
Trevor Bauer,
But,
I could see him going two places, but probably going the second one I could see him going is I could see him going to the Angels.
ooh,
I see Angels or Mets.
Mets probably, most likely.
The Mets are always looking for a big name. Yeah, see, Davey, I'm with you.
y'all have the right state in the right city, but it's the Yankees, man. Yankees are going to get it. Brian Cashman's going to get it. He's going to
doesn't
get
mind
it.
being in his hometown.
Mm,
I mean,
Bauer, and even if he was if he wasn't in his hometown, it would be the Angels.
but I mean, you Trey, you got a point too there. I mean, the Yankees do need some, and they did make that trade over to Boston. They got rid of their closer. They did just get rid of the closer. When's the last time they made a trade to Boston?
Was it a couple years ago, actually? Because it was breaking news a couple years ago that they were shocked because that was the only team that haven't made trade with each other.
So they
I forgot what year it was.
It
It was recently.
Yeah, I think that you got a point there.
Well, the Mets,
I'm just
the reports are coming out right now that the Mets have reportedly made a multi-year offer, 3 to 4 years, for $36 million. Wow.
$36
the
million
Yankees will come in with
annually.
50,
Yep.
and the Yankees will come up with 50 million under the rug.
Hey, don't ever sleep on the Dodgers, though.
No.
Dodgers are pretty much set, dude.
So,
They're always set.
That's what I read too. As far
The
as
Yankees were always set too. That's how they stayed on top for so many years. Every time we thought they were always set, they always went and got somebody else.
Exactly, because that's where they're the best, baby. That's why they had 27 world championships. Woo woo!
Get the Yankees, man. I swear, gosh.
Hey man,
most of those championships were before we were even born.
Huh?
So most of those championships. Yeah, they won a few.
They won five
Since we've been born. Yeah. But most of the championships came from the early years, Babe Ruth years.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, but that 98 to 2000 team, that was remarkable. That was one of the best teams I've ever seen.
That was a very, 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 very good team. An exciting team to watch too. You know, that was really a good team.
Yeah. I like the Braves in the Yankees series. Andrew Jones coming up and hitting home runs.
Oh, dude. Honestly, I hate the Braves. I actually like watching the Braves back in the 90s. That three-headed monster at pitch. That three-headed monster at pitching. Yeah, Johnny Smoltz.
Oh, that team was so nasty.
No, and then you had Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones. Oh, my gosh.
I used to just look like, how could any team go and win a series against those three starters? Like, what in the world?
But see, I was a Braves fan since Dale Murphy time. You know, Dale Murphy was my favorite baseball player.
So we have 4 Braves fans on the network now.
So, yeah,
Don't count me as a Braves fan.
I'm not counting you. I'm counting Ace, J-Mac, Vic.
Well, I've been a Braves fan since through the time they were losing all the way up to the time they were winning. So
that's how I feel about the Rangers.
So
about who?
Oh, dude,
Rangers.
You know what? I got something to say about your Rangers, buddy. I got something to say about your Rangers. The Rangers were my second team, right? They were my little brother because I was a Yankee guy. I always went to Ranger games, felt sorry for them because they never made the playoffs. They were a sucky team, blah, blah, blah. And, these fans, they never went to games like, oh, you got to watch it. Come on, you got to root for your team. In the 2 years that they went to the playoffs, went to the World Series, Ranger fans started getting at me and yelling at me, and I didn't talk crap to them one time, but yet they're talking crap to me and talking about how I suck and how I should be, whatever. Cocky little. Same thing with the Houston Astros fans, mind you. I hate those fans as much as I love y'all dearly in heart, but just not fans of those teams. And then that's why I'm sick of it. They went to the World Series twice. They should have won one, and then Nelson Cruz came and run to a freaking wall to catch it to win you a World Series game. I don't care if you're going to get concussed or not. You need to run it out through that freaking wall and catch the ball. And David Freese lets you win the World Series in 2 games. So that's ridiculous in itself. But those Ranger fans are the world's worst. I'm sorry, Ranger fans, if you're watching, but I'm sorry. Them and the Houston National fans I just can't deal with. I have to turn off my TV set. I can't do it. I can't. It's horrible.
Okay,
That's the worst sport. Those are the worst fans in sports.
Wow.
that hurt because I delivered the game ball and rode back to the Pitcher Clinton Ranger Stadium ever since. I've been
Hey, I went to the last Derek Jeter game at Arlington Ballpark. His last game in the Rangers. George W. Bush was there. All the greats were there. Nolan Ryan was there. I liked it, but then all the fans were yelling and pissing me off because my Yankees have won 27 championships. They're saying my Yankees suck. I'm sorry, how many World Series rings have y'all won? Like, y'all have only 0. I'm just saying. Get off my.
Hey, we got one. And you guys,
I'm still mad at that one. No one could hit a freaking Mariano cutter, and then Luis Gonzalez barely gets a bat on it and runs right through the straight right. Oh, whatever. It pissed me off. That's the year Yankees should have won because of the World Trade. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
I cried that night, Jay. I didn't even go to school
Just
the
for
next
that.
day.
We got to switch it up for you.
What'd you say?
Just for that, we got to switch it up for you. He summons it out of there.
But that
That was such a good series, though. That little pop
was.
that Craig Counsell hit right over the freaking infield, just
Yep.
little hand.
And Luis Gonzalez.
Huh?
You can just see the World Series slipping away. I'm like, no.
Oh, everybody was jumping down the street doing that same jump that Craig did. Oh man, but yeah, forget your Yankees.
I'll take my 27 rings back to the bank, baby.
They're not worth nothing now. They're on layaway. You guys trying to get back.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey, we're bad too. I can't even talk. We're bad. That last year was bad for us. Last year was bad.
Yeah, the Braves just hanging around. They can't even just win the big
Braves
one.
And the Braves pissed me off last year too because I picked them to beat the Dodgers and they had it, and then they can't win one game in the next 4. Whatever.
That's baseball for you. That's baseball for you. When one team gets momentum.
For some reason, Yankees and the Dodgers, man, you just never count them out. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, in the history of them, they're just bloop, bloop. Oh, we're back in it. Bloop. Oh, we won again.
In terms of predicting in general was great for me. I predicted that 3-1 comeback.
Well, you got to look at it. When you win one game, baseball's a game of momentum. So you win that one game, now you believe. You put that doubt in other people's minds. So that's
half a second
what it
off
was.
in their swing
Yes.
now.
Yep.
Half a second off in their decision making.
They
Take a
second-guessing
step
themselves.
forward. They should have took a step back. It's like you said, it's a game of momentum, and it's a head game. That's what most of it, and that's why it's a momentum game.
Well, the thing with baseball nowadays is it's analytics is killing the game of baseball. Like you're having seen way too many pitchers. I forget what game it was. The pitcher was rocking and dealing, and then they took him out because he didn't fare well against that one batter in the whole regular season, just because the analytics told him to take. But that guy was rocking and rock. I forgot his name. I can't remember. And they could have won the world. They could have won the series, but they didn't. I forgot who it was. Greinke, maybe I was thinking of Greinke.
I was game 5.
It might have been Zach.
I think it was because everyone was like, "Oh my god, he was dumb," and he allowed one hit.
And then he came in and smacked the ball out the park. I think. First pitch.
Exactly.
It was Zach.
Exactly.
And wasn't it like 5th inning? 6th inning?
Yes, he was rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
He was rocking and rolling, and only allowed one hit. And
He was like,
nope,
yeah,
gotta get out.
5, I believe. That's when it happened.
That's where analytics is killing the game of baseball. And these these shifts and these the runners on second with 0 outs. You're not seeing bunts anymore. The small game anymore, like the Royals when they won the World Series back in 2015.
Yeah, whoever came in with those analytics stuff is just ruling the games.
It's ruining the game. It's ruining. It is. There's no point for it.
I go to the Jaguar games. I look at the scoreboard. We got a Gin stat up there. How fast they're running down the field. Useless.
Yep.
So Yeah.
All right, Nate, you can take us out.
Yeah, I was about to say closing out. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for tuning into the show. For those of you that comment on this show, like the show and share the show, you have a chance to win a free T-shirt. Speaking of comments, like what I did right there with the 2-2 tie, keeping track of the score. I'm going to be doing that every Monday and Thursday on Sports Corner. Make sure to why don't you guys just comment in the comment section what game on Monday, since that's the next one, that you want me to keep a live score up for next. And that's my final 30-second talk. So we'll give it Ray, we'll give it to you first. What's your final 30 seconds? What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is we're going to taking to get ready for the NFL draft and this crazy sports season going on in the NBA and the college basketball season is going on with all this COVID going on and this pandemic. So I'm just glad we have a little bit of sports going on. And then that's about my 30 seconds.
Trey?
Yeah, no. No, man. No, I just, I honestly know it's Super Bowl season. It's Super Bowl week. Next week's gonna be Super Bowl week. We're all gonna be. I think honestly, this is gonna be the greatest Super Bowl we've ever gonna see in our lifetime. I really do. I think it's gonna go to. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout one way or another. I think that it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think that Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, you're gonna see the future go versus the GOAT. And I think I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers already, but honestly, I'm still flipping a coin. I'm losing sleep at night. Like I wake up and I'm like, okay, then I go look at stats and like cool with the different analytics stuff. I'm like, okay, no, they can win here. I'm like, so I still don't know who I'm picking. Even though I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I don't bet against Tom Brady, but I'm telling you, don't put a if Patrick Mahomes wins this next one, he's already won 2 Super Bowl rings in his first 3 years. That's remarkable. Yeah. He's already in a Hall of Fame category right there. It's just ridiculous.
Jay?
Oh man, yeah. That is very true. That does put a limelight on the significance of this particular Super Bowl. But I'm ready for this week to tie down, get closer to the Super Bowl week coming up. It's very interesting, the Pro Bowl getting played virtually.
Yeah, I don't know what
I kind of want to laugh at that. So I'm gonna laugh at that this weekend, and watch some more of this college basketball stuff play out. See if Baylor and them can remain undefeated throughout the week. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And again, I'd like to thank all the viewers for popping in and viewing us, and we'll be back again next Thursday with the same cast for Sports Minute.
And so I saw David Sparza. He said, "Can I win a shirt?" You're an analyst, so no, you can't. But what you can do,
you can win one for a total price of
$14.99 plus shipping handling. I need to pull that sign up for size small to 2XL. If you wear like a 3XL or bigger, it does increase a little bit, but it's it's not a big deal.
Just give us a message, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So this has been Nate the Great, Trey, Jay, and Ray signing out, and we'll stay tuned for our next one.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so type the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.